This episode has a content warning, so please see the show notes for more details.
Do you still say things and then immediately go, what the fuck?
You know what? Not really.
Hello, I'm Anna Wolf. I am the host of How to Get Wet When You're Dry. I enunciated that excellently. It's a podcast about love and lust without the liquor.
Heroin Harvard. That's good, actually.
I am getting ready to go interview Seye Adelekan. He is the bassist of the Gorillaz, singer, songwriter, lovely, lovely man. Fabulous dress sense.
Photoshop your face on shitty things men have said on Hinge.
Wow.
Anyway.
I've obviously heard him talk about addiction, and yeah, he's got a really beautiful message. He's eloquent as fuck. I'm excited to chat to him and to actually get to know him properly. He's definitely going to know a lot about me come the end of it.
You know when you're walking around and there's like a mirror or a reflection?
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but if it's there, I'm looking.
If it's, it's a vibe.
You know?
Yeah.
So, I hope you enjoy it, and please enjoy the show.
So we met at a event.
Mm-hmm.
I was off my tits on caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
You sat next to me and tolerated me. The event was for this charity called Music Support, and if you haven't heard of it, you should look it up. They do free mental health support for people in the industry, their loved ones. And I personally feel like in the press, musicians with mental health issues or addiction, it's sort of either glamorized or like a gossipy headline.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
It's an interesting one because musicians in general have pretty terrible mental health. You're more likely to find a musician with issues than without.
Yeah.
But it also kind of looks really cool on musicians in a really terrible way. But it's just like you look at Jimi Hendrix when he's off his head. You look at Kurt Cobain where he's like really like sad and really down. It's just like they're geniuses, clearly unwell, but making amazing music and making people lots of money, really good to write about in the press, really good to look at from the crowd. But it also puts money in their pocket. So it's this really toxic sort of cycle that goes round. Part of my thing is just like, you don't have to suffer to make great art. You shouldn't court it to make good music.
Yeah.
So that's not right.
You are in a relationship.
I am.
And you were in that relationship before you got sober.
yeah, I was.
How was that? Discuss.
It's been great and it's been challenging. She's been amazing this whole time, really, and has also started her sobriety journey as well. So, which is really cool. But I mean, it's hard enough, being with a touring musician. Like, she's a hairstylist. Does a bit of traveling and stuff, but not as much as I do when I'm like on a touring year with Gorillaz, for example. It's like 12 to 18 months of pretty much constant travel. So that was challenging. And the rehab program I did was a 10-month residential.
Oh, you went hard.
I went, it was it was brutal.
Loyalty card.
Like. I got the membership the premium package. 10-month residential, no internet, no phone, no TV.
Ever? You didn't get your phone at all?
No. So when you got a bit further, like 6 months into the program, and you got like a day out, on the Saturday or something with a friend or with a family member or something, you got your phone for that day. And then by the end of the program, when you're on your last month or two, you get like one weekend at home per month or something, and then you get your phone back for that weekend. But for the first like 6 months, it's nothing.
What?
And there's no, phone calls. You can only get 2 incoming and 2 outgoing 10-minute or 15-minute phone calls a week or something.
Oh my God, it's like you're in prison.
It did feel like that. That was after the first month. The first month you didn't get any calls.
I wasn't allowed mine for the first week. And then we had it for a total of an hour a day.
Yeah, okay.
But you said outings. We were given a little outing every day where we would get walked somewhere and walk back. And it just felt like two,
you get let out to pee as well.
Like two nurses just like walking on, because it was in a small town. And you just know that people are looking at you thinking,
there they are.
Oh, it's their little outing.
Yeah. People like
that one's trying to run away.
Leaving little saucers of milk for you.
Anyway, I digress. Go on.
But one of the things that was a bit of a lifeline while doing this program was you would look forward to this 10-minute phone call, like whenever you could get it. And yeah, Kaz was one of the people that I would call. It was pretty wild. It was called Teen Challenge. It was a Christian program. Not to necessarily say that you have to be religious to do it, but it's hard. Like, I was not allowed to play a musical instrument for the first 16 weeks. So it was like I had everything taken away. So I had to really look at myself like, so who the fuck am I in general? Who am I without music? Who am I without my partner? Who am I without, drink and drugs and cigarettes and everything else?
All the fun stuff. No,
all the fun stuff. Yeah, literally. Who am I without all the attention? So to do this program, you have to go do an in-person sort of interview. And I went in like full rock star, like I had the biggest hat on you ever seen, leather jacket, every ring on every finger, toes, everything. Finished a fag, to walk in. And the guy who interviewed me was just like, he didn't believe that I was going to come back. He was like, there's no way this dude's going to be told when to wake up and when to, go to bed and like what to do and, to get walked,
I feel like the bigger the hat, the bigger the ego.
Oh, and at this point, it was so true. It was a huge hat. It was too big.
Your hat's okay now.
Yeah, this one's much more reasonable.
It's a good hat.
Big up to my friend, my mate Matt, who makes these, Sierra and South.
Good hat.
It's a great hat. Can't remember why.
Oh, for fuck's sake! This is how it's going to be with me. By the way. Okay, wait. So. Ego, they didn't think you were going to come back. Being in a relationship and the transition.
Son of a bitch!
Dear Diary, I interrupted someone for the 1000th time today. It did not feel good, but I think I got away with it.
Interview over.
Once you stripped all of that stuff away, I got to know who I was underneath it all. And who I was underneath it all was actually a good dude. And I think when you're taking ownership of all the things you did or everything, you're doing like an audit of who you are. You obviously have to be super objective. So you have to acknowledge all the bad things you did, all the terrible things you did, all the lies you told, the people you hurt. Try and ask for forgiveness if possible, if it's helpful, if it's for them, not for you. Do all of that, lovely stuff. But to be objective, you also have to look at all the good things that you are. So you have to also be like, actually, I'm not just a piece of shit. I'm not just a liar and a thief or whatever. Actually, I was reliable on stage. I am still good at music. And once you do that audit, because also when you're in the middle of it, you think all you are is bad. That's not who you are. Yeah. That's just things that you did. And you are more than the things that you did. Beneath all of that shit is you, and you are generally good.
I need to listen to that in the morning when I'm getting ready. But it's so true, because I think a lot of people can think that you put the thing down and then all of a sudden everything's peachy. Life is still life, and it was very much I was thawing out. It was as though this
thawing,
sort of,
I like that.
I was like a chicken breast. It was like it was
of all the cuts.
I don't know, of all the cuts. Of all the fucking cuts.
Are you cubed, or is it just a whole breast?
Just a whole breast. Just
right.
like just because those take longer.
They take ages, yeah.
You see that? I could really go with this metaphor, but it felt like I was learning how to do everything again. Even folding a sweater, because I hadn't really looked after myself, was fucking revolutionary. And then later on, when I started to love myself, I had to hold compassion with accountability.
Yeah.
And it's really important in my relationships, objectively looking at, oh gosh, because I was hurting, but I was hurting other people.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about myself all of the time. Did you, when you were still in the this is my madness.
Yeah.
When you were still in the with your partner, were there moments where you just thought, oh fuck, I might be fucking this up?
I kind of knew it constantly. Like, as you do, you ignore it. One of the things that addicts are really good at are holding contradictory things to be true. So it's like, my life is absolutely on fire and I'm the one doing it. Let's do that again today, please. It's like, what? It's like, I'm being a terrible partner. I'm being unreliable. I'm spending all my money on cocaine and drink all week. I'm not paying my rent because of that, even though I've got the money to do that. And I know I'm doing it. I'm smart enough to realize that this is a terrible life choice, but I'm going to do it again today. I knew for like 2 or 3 years that this was like a problem that I was going to have to face. Like, for example, in particular, cocaine. Like, initially, it would just be every now and then when I was out. And then it was like every now and then when I was even working, like on tour or playing gigs. And then it's like, I've got numbers in like every country in the world. And then it's like, I'm ordering to my house. And when it started getting to like, I'm ordering to my house, I'm like, yeah, I haven't left my gaff for like a couple of weeks now. Yeah. It's like, this is getting peak.
When you smelly.
Yeah, like beyond. It's actually really fucked up. Like, but at the end of it, I moved to my parents' place near Manchester to get in the right headspace to go into this place, which meant that my mum had to pack up my flat because I couldn't do it. And just my room, like the shit she would have seen. It's just like, I can't even imagine. It's just like between the door and my bed was no floor because it was just like obviously dirty clothes, bottles, cigarettes, cigarette butts, pizza boxes, old food, moldy food, fruit, just like dead on the floor.
At least you're getting your 5 a day.
I was getting 5 something a day.
I shouldn't be joking. Because I feel like, when you go through the fiery depths of hell with it all, and then you can sort of laugh about things, but also you do, right?
I think so. And I'm not saying that like poor me. Big up my mum, actually.
Right,
Seye Adelekan's a saint. You can't do it alone. I must emphasize that. But also you should laugh. I think there needs to be levity in all of this. And in fact, when I was in this rehab, some of the funniest people I've ever met were in it. It's like Glaswegian crackheads, like absolutely hilarious with some of the darkest shit you've ever heard. Like this dude somehow made like living on the street on heroin one of the funniest stories I've ever heard. But you got through it like that. And I think that's in general what the world could do with a lot of at the minute. Again, because these things are communal struggles. It's like, it's not just, you're part of the human experience, and the human experience is fucking wild, and it's hard, and it's often silly, it's unfair, it's painful. There's people that you want to help that you cannot. There's all of these things, but there's also a commonality to everything. And so, I'm quite happy to laugh at it now.
You are enough, but also somehow too much. Be patient with yourself. Everybody else lost patience with you a long time ago. Remember, your thoughts create your reality. I'm so sorry about that. Put yourself in your partner's head as much as you can.
Okay.
What would her review of you be when you were drinking, and her review of you be now?
Oh, God. If you called me or text me or whatever, it would be roulette whether I pick up. Like, especially if I was in a dark place, like it'll be weeks. You would not hear from me. I was unreliable. I was selfish, probably insensitive, and just deep in addiction, terrible with money, dishonest, all sorts of things. And that's not to say that all of those things are like completely gone. Well, the substances are gone, but I'm reliable. I turn up, I commit. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. My capacity for work, not just work I do for other people, but work for myself, and doing things with my family and doing things with my friends is so much bigger. I'm better to be around. I'm organized. I still spend way too much money.
Oh fuck! I got into so much debt my first year.
Yeah. My tax bills are hectic, so that's like also something I'm still sorting out. But it's like, these are things that will just come. They won't go away. But thankfully, I'm like, my life is just so steady. It's just, I'd like to say for people, it's just like, when you get sober or whatever, if you need to, like you were saying, it doesn't mean problems go away. It just means your capacity to deal with them increases. Yeah. So you can actually face them and stop avoiding phone calls, and maybe open your mail every now and then.
Things get easier.
Not easy, just easier.
Easier. You can deal with it better. But it is so many people just want to be sharing honestly about what is really going on for them, and we kind of don't. We just walk around and eat sad Pret sandwiches at our fucking desks, and then I don't know, listen to Slipknot or I don't know. You know what I mean? But the money thing. Mm-hmm. thankfully recovered from an eating disorder. I had a really severe eating disorder. Binge eating, bulimic, anorexic, like top trumps. And they're really underestimated. Anorexia kills more people than most psychiatric disorders. Like, it's really bad. And so I just was spending a shit ton of money on my appearance because I just thought nails are going to make me feel better, this or etc.
Nails look great, by the way.
Thank you. I do feel a bit like Peter Pettigrew. Is it giving nice. Peter Pettigrew?
It's that's not where I was going, but it's giving for sure.
Thank you. Sweet. I'll take it. But my money stuff got really bad in my first year because...
First year of recovery?
Yeah, right. Because I didn't have my usual fixes for dopamine, and I just didn't want to feel things, and I didn't realize that I was spending and avoiding my bills. I remember you mentioning that food stuff came up for you. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, yeah.
Did it affect your relationship also?
Well, so one thing I realized in rehab, well, obviously once you take all those things away, that sugar became my next thing. So I was just like, there was a little tuck shop. I came out of there and I was like smashing a litre of Pepsi every day. And it's like those Oreo, dairy milk, Oreo and dairy milk have collaborated on some pretty magical things.
The corners.
Yeah, so there's like the normal square, like the slab with like an Oreo in each, which is insane.
I'm like aroused.
And then I know, it's unbelievable. I'd have like just like a few bags of those to myself.
Yeah.
And then these bags of it is so good. So then I just got crazy into just sugar, sort of put on lots of weight. But I also got really into the gym while I was in this center. I didn't grow up doing sports. I was a music and drama darling. I had never been big. I was like, and I was so skinny when I went in. I was like, I'm 6'2", and I was like 9 stone or something going in.
I'm not. I mean, I've grown up here, but that means nothing.
Still means nothing. Fair enough. So, I don't know what that is in real money. Now I use real money. Now I know I'm 83 kilograms, 84. So I ballooned basically in weight. And also when you're in this program, they feed you really, really well. So a lot of people actually leave the program for this reason. Food became a thing for me, basically. I'm sorry to hear that you had such a horrible, like almost like life-threatening struggle with it. I don't have it in any way in that sort of severity, but I can totally see how it gets into you. And I love cooking as well. It's my passion next to music.
My food stuff was so bad that when I would binge eat to a point of physical pain and then walk like 30,000 steps or something. And if a guy asked me to go on a date, I'd be freaking out about the prospect of going for a meal and everything. And so it really was in
Would
everything.
You always choose to do, like, go to a bar? Would you rather go to like a bar and just have a drinking date as opposed to a
but I would
date?
Even with that, because I did the counting calories thing also. And calories are fucking bullshit, by the way. But I did that also, and then I would be factoring in if I have this many drinks and I can't do that, then and it just became really awful.
Dark maths.
Because it's dark maths, because then it's the sad girl math. Because then it's the shame, the cycle is being in shame is what kind of makes things repeat themselves. And I over-exercised so much because I thought I need to look a certain way if someone's going to love me, but it doesn't have anything to do with your food or your body. And now I really like my body.
Great.
But I didn't date for 5 years with it because I completely disassociated. I had some sort of tumor situation going on, and then my drinking got worse, and I started to eat a lot for comfort. And next thing you know, I woke up and I was being told, and I don't think there's anything bad with this, right? I really want to preface that because it is nothing to do with our bodies, but I woke up and I was obese, and I was being told by doctors that my health was in danger. Yeah. And then a year later, I was underweight because of the anorexia. But men started to be really interested in me all of a sudden.
Men started to be?
Oh, yeah.
Lord,
and I had 5 years of not dating because of it. And then all of a sudden, guys were really interested. And that's when the Olympic sport stuff happened. But I couldn't be present in a relationship when I felt shitty about myself. Did you... And you can tell me to fuck off.
Okay.
Did you, intimacy-wise, and in terms of like your love life with your partner, also if she can tell me to fuck off because she might not want you answering this question. But
I'll have to ask her after this.
Yeah, you can ring her. But did how you felt about your body and everything affect your
Pre or post?
Both.
Drinking makes everything easier. No matter how bad I felt about myself, like when I was in the madness, I had no problem being intimate. I say intimate. Yeah. I had no problem having sex, whether there was any intimacy involved. Fuck knows.
Yeah.
And then post, it became an absolute fucking minefield because I was suddenly present. Whenever I started having sex, I was probably mostly drunk whether it happened.
Yeah.
Or drunk and high. So I didn't know what that felt like. I didn't know how my body moved. I didn't know whether I really liked things or not.
Yeah.
Especially, growing up as a boy with too much porn, you think you have to be a certain kind of way in bed, or that people want certain things, or you should want certain things, or like. So it's just like, I also had another identity crisis. It's like, is this who I am sexually, or is this just who I think I should be, or am I doing an impression of someone else, while in bed? And to be honest, it still fucks with me a little bit, because that's such deep programming from a very young age, from obviously way too young an age. You're over-sexualized because you have such crazy exposure to porn, etc. But you're also undereducated. Sex is still somehow taboo in schools to talk about. And in my instance, I grew up in a Christian household, so it was also not talked about. And then obviously you just kind of you're so attracted to it, and there's all this stuff happening in your body, and you're like, so it's I actually think it's also still like, it's such a big thing, people's sexual identity and people's sexual expression, and how intimacy is used in relationships, that actually, just because you're having sex with someone, just because you're in a relationship having sex, doesn't mean you're being intimate.
This is what it is. Intimacy is so important to me now. But I always love to hear, the guy's perspective too, because when I got sober too, and I heard men sharing really honestly about having the same insecurities, it meant a lot to hear it. And same with sexuality. It's as natural a human thing as having to sneeze. I remember I was so young, the first time I remember being sexualized, and someone made a comment about my body. And that's when I thought, I was probably 13. I felt what it was like to be treated a certain way in, my experiences that I had. But I just all of a sudden thought I was like a fucking on a breakfast buffet, or just felt like I just didn't matter. I did a lot of thinking, oh, guys are like this, because I had, blackout drinking, all of this stuff. I had bad things happen to me that are not my fault. Unfortunately, like the male violence stats, everything, like, they speak for themselves. In the same breath, so do like the male suicide rate stats. And it changed everything, because I just started, in the same way I now look at myself and my loved ones, everyone is just trying their best, and hurt people, like I said. And it has ruined dating a bit for me too, though, because now if I'm on a date with a guy and he's being like Billy Big Bollocks, I just know it's because he doesn't like himself. Which is so fucking, it's like,
that's and then you're suddenly aware of just how much insecurity you're around. I'm so grateful though that we get to speak about these things openly, because it takes the power away. Being insecure is all right. Like, everybody has insecurities, but I think where it becomes gross is that it's that posturing as if you don't have any, which I think is it's like, bruv, we get it. It's like, I understand you might want to get laid, or you might want to impress this person, but surely there's being impressive, and there's also being like true, like being who you are, being vulnerable.
Totally.
It's like being vulnerable is also part of, I think, being impressive. That's not to say that you have to turn up to a date and just like be wet. It's like,
you want a happy balance, like a smidge of hate yourself, and then
exactly. But I don't know what the actual ratios are. 10% hate yourself, 20% rate yourself, and then the rest, leave it up to the gods. Who knows?
Artiste.
Artiste.
That's very good, very good. So, with all of the really deep, profound, I sound sarcastic, this is just my tone. This is just my tone. Wonderful stuff that you have shared.
It's been my pleasure being
Thank you, by the way.
Absolute pleasure.
I want to ask you, you've been in a relationship for a while.
Yeah.
Do you have an embarrassing, the stories you have where you think, oh shit, like I really feel bad for that version of me. I wasn't well.
Yeah.
But it's so embarrassing that now it's kind of a bit funny.
Well, what's embarrassing is always getting like trying to go into a club and getting turned away because you get found with drugs on you. Like that happened a few times.
Oh, back then I would have been like, that's hot.
Yeah, not in this case. That wasn't good. But also I remember being in a hotel room once and trying to be all sexy. I hate that word. I don't know why.
It's quite bad, isn't it?
I don't think I've ever
like
really said
panties.
that. Yeah, I've never said that like in public. Wow. The way I said that's gross.
What a better place than here.
Yeah. But I was just, I think I was naked. I was trying to I don't know what I was trying to do anyways. And I casually like sit on the bed. I just stacked it. I fell off the bed and I'm fully like naked. And it's just like, it's so bad. I think I knocked over a drink. It was just all the things that I didn't want to happen when I thought I was about to do some good work.
Oh, it's so annoying because your one's so much tamer than the one I was going to say.
And I'm also just thinking of things I can remember. There are probably just entire embarrassing weeks, you know, it's just like, but what comes to mind is just the things I cringe about more, probably those little things when I was probably feeling myself.
God, okay. Fuck. I should have gone first to set the tone.
No, go.
Okay, so this was towards the end a real, oh shit moment. Something's not good here.
Okay.
So I went on a date with this guy and I thought he was really boring.
Okay.
And I was dry as the desert down there when I was on the date. Well, that probably also wasn't help. I don't need to get into that. So, but I had a few drinks at lunch, as one does, because I always had my drinking be in socially acceptable situations until, because I thought I was fine. I'm just a party girl.
Yeah.
I'm just a bunch of fun. It's just because I'm German. So I messaged him and said, we should go on another date. Really, just let's do this. And I still really struggled with the binge eating. So this is quite sad. It's horrible. I cannot even put into words the pain that comes with it because there's way more shame associated with binge eating than the other ones because we live in a fucked up world. And I went to M&S and shout out to Colin the Caterpillar. We're doing so many shout outs. I made out with Colin the Caterpillar. And so after like a 5-course meal, and then I meet up with this guy and it's just like margaritas, vodka, this, that, just completely going crazy. And for some reason, drunk me decides to lie and say that I hadn't seen my dad in a long time and that he's having a party at his house. Now that party at my dad's house was actually an intimate dinner party with 5 people with classical music playing in the background. Bear in mind also one of the guests had just been diagnosed with cancer.
This is not good.
And then me and this guy show up.
So you're steaming. You're absolutely
let's
steaming.
call him Schmigel.
Right.
And and then I'm like super hammered, like, and my stepmom was just had her hand on my dad going
like calm, like
because they knew at this point that it just wasn't good.
Absolutely.
And I'm making out with this guy at the table, like eating the whole cake so loud, and my dad in his German voice was giving me the Anna, and just
with
like Bach in the background. And then I go back to the guy's place and I start crying, asking him why he doesn't want to be with me. And this is someone I had zero interest in whatsoever. And then I drunk texted him. And that was a moment where I thought, fucking hell, something's got to give.
That's not.
But I thought about like why I brought him to my dad's place. And I think it was, Papa, I want approval. Like, look, I have a nice boy.
I can do, But it's so funny when you always have the thought of doing that when you're at your least sort of approval worthy. Just like, now's a really good idea to text my father when I'm 3 days into a session. It's like, God.
God bless, Godspeed to Schmigel. I hope he's recovered from that experience. Speaking of recovery, do you like my segue into the smooth end?
It's good.
How are things now for you, generally? You know, we've touched on it a little bit, but how are things now for you in, you know, love, life?
Things are great. That's not to say that life isn't still lifing, but I don't regret it at all. Like, I still miss it. And I think that's one thing that people think maybe it's like, oh, if you get into recovery or sobriety or whatever, for some reason you're not going to want to drink or you're not going to miss these things. It's like, no. I love the pub and I love going out with my mates. I play music in really big bands. So after parties are great. Gig environments are really fun, you know.
Thanks for the invitation. I look forward to coming.
Yeah, one day. But that doesn't mean that just because you miss something or might get a little pang to do something doesn't mean you have to do it. Doesn't mean like you have to be involved. I still love my life and I live at a completely full, if not, in fact, I live a way better, way fuller life. I just don't spend all my money on gear and booze. It has meant that, you know, you do make some life changes. For example, like I don't go to the pub on my own. I used to just go, you know, pop in the afternoon or for breakfast and stay all day, whatever. But I think, you know, as if you're a drinker, you know, you could, you know, I'm just going to have a pub lunch or whatever. I tend not to do that. If I'm going to a pub or a bar or anything like that, I will go with someone. I have to be more deliberate when I'm in those environments. And some people might say, well, it's like, oh, well, then you're not over it. It's just like, no, I've just got nothing to prove to myself. I don't recommend actually going to those environments at all if you just started like your sobriety journey. It's just like, you don't need to prove that, yeah, I can do all the same things.
I'm okay.
So I'm okay, I love it. It's like, no, actually, you probably don't. You probably want to assess the things you do in general and make little changes, even just like on a normal night out or going to an event, even a friend's birthday party or whatever. An hour and a half is about as long as I stay at things. And it's like after 90 minutes, you've eaten, you've chatted, things are nice, then I fuck off.
It's so true that you figure out what you like and who you are.
Yeah.
And life is more full and you have hobbies, you know?
Yeah, cooking in particular. I say it's so, especially for people who are in the addiction sort of realm, get yourself a hobby, get yourself something that occupies you, something that you can research and get deeper at and get better at, and, you know, potentially with other people, like a sport or something like that. But it's good to have things that can occupy you, because actually you've got a lot more to give, and there's way more to life than just going out.
Totally. My hobby used to be like Nick Cave and cry.
Yeah.
But we've touched on it ever so slightly, but I'm going to ask everybody this question. How do you get wet when you're dry?
So
Lube, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Spit on it. Obviously. Do you mean how do I enjoy myself now?
It's like, what is your, you know, what wets you in life now that you're dry?
Okay. This is going to sound really fucking, but it's true. My whole brand and my whole thing is encouragement. I think everybody is capable of way more than they actually give themselves credit for, whether it be getting clean or getting sober or whatever, but it could just be in your life, your personal life, your relationship, your business, whatever. Even though we live in a fucked up world, and these are unfortunately kind of weekly, more and more historic times, it seems, there is so much joy out there. There's so much love out there.
Yeah.
There's so much capacity for you, everybody as an individual, to create their own space, to create space for others, and to be a beacon of hope. And I want to be that for people. I think everybody's creative, and I think everybody can do something that they don't think that they're capable of.
Yeah.
We just need to give ourselves the opportunity and the credit. Life is a team sport. You are not alone. Don't try and do it alone. You'll be all right.
I love that you, from spit on it, you've saved it. It's true. You know, we all need each other, and it was so nice to chat to you.
It's been wonderful.
We've gotten to know each other real good today.
Yeah.
And with that, I just want to say the biggest thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Just the biggest of thank yous for coming in and speaking to me today.
I appreciate it, and thanks so much for having me.
Oh, I really appreciate it. And is that good? Thank you so much for listening. I will be back again next week with another fabulous guest. Hopefully, come back. If you don't, I kind of understand. But see you next time. That was bollocks. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed chatting to the lovely Cher. And until next time, oh God. I'm just going to say thank you so much for listening. Hopefully, Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And see you again next time. Yeah?
This September, we are taking part in Stay Tuned, which is a fundraiser for the incredible suicide prevention charity Campaign Against Living Miserably. Every penny, pound, bit of dosh, moolah, etc. that you can give will go toward helping their services to keep running. And suicidal ideation was a part of my story, and I was lucky enough to get the support I needed when I needed it most. And yeah, anything that you give will contribute to helping somebody else get the same thing. So you will find a donation link in the show notes, and just donate, please. Donate.